Hi, this is Null Inquisitor with a part 2 of my RPG review of the game 7C. I've omitted some stuff in my previous review and I wanted to share some more with you. More specifically about character creation. In 7C, when you start creating your character, normally you have a pool of 100 hero points to design your character. You can then flip through the books and various nation books, and you can just design what you have in mind by taking advantage the level of traits you desire. You can then buy backgrounds and skills and take some equipment, and there you go, you have a character. If you create a swordsman or a sorcery, you buy those advantage, and you have some special shticks to add to your character sheet. But basically, you can just take these points and run with it. A thing I didn't talk about was a thing called Arcana. Arcana in 7C is the stars under which you were born. It can be bad or it can be good. When you design your character, you can design and choose the star under which you were born. Virtue costs 10 points, and Hubris give you 10 extra points. You cannot take both, and when you design a character, Arcana is not an obligatory choice. You don't have to do that. Your character can be just a normal Joe. But if you want that big epic destiny or fate or big thing in your character concept, most of the times you will add an Arcana to your character. So I'll show you the list quickly. Here you go. You have 21 Arcana. It goes from the Fool to Terra. These are just symbols that are represented, and you can find these symbols in a classic tarot deck, a deck of tarot. I think the Tarot of Marseille is the most recognized deck of these kinds. So when you design your character, you can choose an Arcana, and it can be good or bad. The Hubris is bad, and Virtue is good. Suppose we make a character, and let's choose the Chariot. Our character will be born under the stars, or the astrological sign of Chariot. And since we don't want to be hindered by it, let's say we will choose the Virtue. That action cost us 10 points, so we have to deduce 10 points from our pool of 100 points. It's a big decision. 10 points will buy you maybe 3-4 skills, maybe some advantage too. So if you buy an Arcana, you really mean it. But you will see. Well, let's check this out. Victorious. You are a darling of the god of war. Somehow, when it seems like you are doomed to fall in battle, you can summon up incredible reserves of strength to strike your opponent down. It says you may activate your virtue after you hit an opponent, but before you roll for damage, do not roll for damage, and you automatically score a dramatic wound. In 7C, when you want to use your advantage, your Arcana, it costs you a drama dice. When you have an Arcana that is negative, such as Hubris, the game master will activate your Arcana by giving you a drama dice. It's kind of the reverse mechanic. If you have something useful, you will activate it by spending, and the GM, on the contrary, if you want to complicate your life, will give you drama dice. It's in the same way as the backgrounds that you can buy, like Nemesis or Lost Treasure Map or something like that. Thus, every time your hubris come into play, the game master is obligated to give you drama dice. Suppose you were born under the star Arcana. That means that your character must always be flirtious or must flirt with the ladies. So if your game master want to complicate your life at a specific point, he can say, oh, you see a beautiful lady over there, and boom, he gives you a drama dice and activate your hubris. You can counter that with the spending of a drama dice, but the GM can then proceed to a kind of auction. You will spend more drama dice, and you can rivalize his offer if you really don't want to be tempted. But usually it's more fun to just roll with what the game master give you. So another thing about the character creation method is the destiny spread. As I said earlier, when you create a character, you have a pool of 100 hero points to design your character. The destiny spread is an addition to this method. You still have your points, but you get to take 5 cards from a deck of tarot. Each nation books or nationality will tell you how to do the destiny spread for your character, and it changes with each nation. The 5 card you will pick, once revealed, will tell you about your character's past, present, and future, and is a virtue and hubris. So in the case of you want to do a destiny spread, you don't get to choose your virtue and hubris. The cards will give you one or the other. The past, present, and future will give you stuff for free. So if you're an optimizer, it's an incentive to do the destiny spread, but you don't have to pay those stuff. So you have your 100 points plus what the destiny spread gave you. It can be skill, advantages, background, something like that. It can be anything. For example, if your father was a famous mountain swordsman, you may start with the destiny spread. It can give you a mountain puzzle sword and maybe some family enemy. I don't know. It varies. It can be boring, but most of the time it's not. But it will surely give another spin to the character you had in mind. Then the Arcana you drew from the tarot deck, you can choose to buy the hubris, to receive points for the hubris, or to buy the virtue for 10 points. You still cannot have both, but you're not obligated to take either one of them. So it can be just a role play indicator of your character's personality, or maybe the stars didn't quite chose your character, so you can keep it on your character sheet, but it will never be a factor in the game, since you did not spend or receive the points. So the destiny spread in 7C is really a randomizing method that is added to the point by character creation design process. If you're not easy at the table with this concept, you don't have to do it. It's optional, but it's so much fun when you do it. It depends on the level of trust at your table, but if you embrace the concept of trust between the game master and the players, if the table is willing to just play and have a good time and be mature about it, I suggest and I recommend the Destiny spread. It can really give a spin to all your character design. My players became fan right away at our first game in 2000. I remember when I was explaining the whole concept of the character creation and Destiny spread, one player raised his glass and said, "Let's do this." So so it started 2 whole campaign worth of stuff, and he played just one character, the one originally he Destiny spread for. so there you go. I wanted to add those 2 little thingy to my review of this gorgeous and awesome game. So thank you for watching. I'll be back soon with another video about the 7C setting. Ciao.